Lady K.
Welcome and thank you for tuning in to Lady K Chat, a podcast that has been designed for divorced women to become a better version of themselves. Various subjects will be speaked upon, such as relationship, personal development, health and wellness, wealth building, children, and so much more. The shows will be aired every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time by the lovely host, who is an international speaker, two-time Amazon bestseller author, and a divorce life coach, Kalima, aka Lady K. And now for your host, Lady K. Hello, everyone. Thank you for to continue the series of Divorce is Tough. And tonight we're going to be talking about dating. And, for all the single ladies and for the ladies who have been married, you're divorced now and then you're ready to get back in the game. It is a pleasure for me to invite someone on my platform who has been through the same thing that we have been through and was able to find love. And I just love what her and her husband is doing. They're a dynamic duo together, and I would love to introduce Ms. Mecca Watkins. How are you tonight?
I'm doing amazing. How are you?
I am great. I thank you for coming on the show tonight to give us single people some advice. And,
no
we
worries.
just wanted
Thank
to
you
know.
for having us.
You're welcome. And I just want to start off by, do you mind sharing your story on how you and your husband end up together after you going through a divorce?
So how we actually got together is pretty interesting. We actually met in a Facebook group. Wow. It was a group that was nothing to do with dating. It was a group that had single people that liked to travel. So we had that common interest. A girlfriend of mine had told me to join the group about 3 weeks prior to us connecting in the group. And I believe it was the same thing on his side as well. Right, Rio?
Yeah, actually, it was the same thing on my side. Hey, everybody, I'm Rio Watkins. And a friend also introduced me to the group, said there's some really cute girls in this group. You might want to go and check it out. So that's what got me interested. And lo and behold, I ended up finding my wife there, not even looking for her, but I really attracted her and manifested her. So it's really cool. We have similar stories.
That's cool. I love that. I really do love that. So tell us about the group that you have right now on Facebook and how it's different from other groups and dating websites.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we started a group because we felt there was a need out there for people who are really focused and intentional about wanting to manifest or attract their power mate or their perfect partner, because we believe you can do that without having to settle for dead-end dating and dead-end relationships. We believe if you're intentional and you really go through the right processes, you can attract the perfect person for you. So we started a group called Single and Ready for Love, #PowerMate. And the reason why it's different is because in some groups, no knock on any other single group, they really focus on, either I'm bitter about being single or, I'm not really focused on getting anybody. I'm just here in my singleness. But other people actually want to find somebody and they want to find the right relationship. And I think that's where we come in. And that's where we really have a big difference. Would you say, Ben?
Yep, I absolutely agree. And another one of our differentiating factors with the Single and Ready for Love group, you're not just left in there trying to figure out what to do, what to say, how to do things. There's actually tangible results that you can experience just by following us in the group, just by tapping into some of the conversation, just by tapping into some of the training, the challenges and stuff like that we run in the group. So you're not just there just to waste your time and be there. You're actually there to learn, to grow, to evolve, and, eventually attract the mate that you want and become intentional about your next relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And I think that's phenomenal because, I really do feel a lot of people out there they really don't know how to date. And I
Yes.
remember one day I was in your group and somebody posed a question and the lady responds and I think she said she was in her 50s or 60s and she said, you know what? I really don't know how to date.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's really crazy. So it's like you're actually laying out teaching people how to date.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And see, the thing is a relationship, a romantic relationship, it's such a monumental thing in your life, right? And when you think about all other areas of your life, when you want to have a career, you go to school and you learn how to do it. Even when you become new parents, when you become a new mom, there's training and there's classes that you go to learn how to maneuver this new space. But no one ever thinks to say something that is such a large part of my life that I don't really need to learn from anyone or sort of hone in on my skills when it comes to dating. That's what we're looking to change.
Right. That is so true because, like, if you really think about it, our parents didn't really tell us and teach us. They just gave us little nuggets, when they went through certain experience, So it was like,
exactly.
Okay. Like, I met a gentleman before who was having a nice conversation, and he was like, yeah, I meet girls all the time, but it probably won't last. And I said, why would you say something like that? He said, listen, both of my parents throughout my whole life kept telling me never to get married. And his parents are still married, still living in the same house, bitter as hell. And because of that, he knows that he run into great women, but him himself, he's not ready because of what his parents instilled into his head. And that's sad.
And that's so crazy because I actually remember, and it was my dad actually who told me that one time when him and my mom weren't getting along. Son, don't ever get married. I remember like it was yesterday. But it can be traumatizing because for a long time, even if you don't want that to be in the forefront of your mind, it sticks somewhere in your subconscious mind that getting married isn't the right thing to do. But on top of that, something else that you made me think of something that a lot of people are out here choosing their mate based off, hey, I feel like I love this person. I love this person. This is the reason why I need to be with them. But what we've learned and what we teach people is that a lot of folks don't even know what love is. They don't even know how to love themselves. So how can you go and find a mate based on love that you really don't even understand how to receive or how to give properly? So we have a lot of people who are choosing people not based on any type of proven wisdom, right, or any kind of proven science or proven technique. It's just off of feelings. And this is too big of a decision to leave the feelings and emotions. It's something that you have to go into logically, something you got to really think about, and you should really put some time in understanding for sure.
That is so true. And as you was talking, it just dawned on me, like recently, I was speaking at an event maybe about 2 weeks ago, and I was just talking about my segment was called "It's Complicated," and I was talking to the ladies that's ready to date again, right? And I was like, oh, so y'all coming here, right? So y'all want me to give you tips on how to get a man, right? So everybody's sitting like, yeah, and I'm like, no. What I'm gonna do first is hand you out this questionnaire, and this questionnaire is gonna ask you about yourself. When the last time you took yourself out? Do you love yourself? Do you speak up for yourself? And these were women that's in their 40s, 50s, 60s saying, this is hard, and it's the most simplest questions. So like you just said, how are you going to find your man? You don't even know your true self. When did you give yourself time? Because I feel a lot of people, what they do is they just jump from relationship to relationship to relationships, and then they wonder why there's so much failure in their relationships.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. And I also believe that kind of like what you said, people bounce around from relationship to relationship because they're looking for somebody to fill voids in their lives. And they don't really come into a relationship complete. Like they don't really come to anything fulfilled already. And I think that's what I love about what me and Mika went through is that we went through tough times. We had to do the inner work. We had to find completion and love within ourselves. Then we met each other. Then we tried each other because now they wondered how we did it. It's because we had to do a lot of things individually before we came together collectively. And I'm not sure if people really focus on that the way they should. It's a much better experience when you do that.
Right. That is so true because even in my own personal experience, I am talking to a gentleman and just based on like how we are, we're different, but I'm really just learning just to allow that person just to be them and then asking myself, okay, this is them.
Do you accept? Because don't try to change no one, because if they want to change, they will change. It's not you're doing, it's that person's doing. So you have to see what I see. Can I deal with it? Am I willing to grow with this person? And is it the do I have the right concept? Because like you said, people have the wrong concept. I'm like, no, I'm just looking for someone to take care of me. Yeah, you might just get that with feeling void in your life.
Exactly. So the key is you can never enter into a relationship thinking that you're going to change anything about anyone. So when you enter this relationship, pretty much what you see is what you get, and you make a decision if this is the type of person or the type of relationship that you want to have. And on top of that, what we teach, what we preach, what we profess is you become intentional about your next relationship. So even before you think about what type of man you want to attract, or what type of woman you want to be with, or how sexy you want them to be, or their mannerisms, you need to be thinking about what makes you tick. What is it about you that you love? What are your traits? What are your most dominant characteristics about yourself? Because when you know what that is, and you get to understand the different type of people, the different types of personalities, which again is something that we teach, you'll know if I'm this type of person, then I'm naturally going to attract this type of person. This type of person is going to be a great fit for me. So when you get into a position where you're going to enter into a relationship which you'd like to be long term, you're not going to be guessing, because you're going to know, based on what I've discovered about myself, this is what's going to be a great fit for me. So let me explore it. And when you start exploring that individual based on their individual characteristics, you're going to say, okay, great. This is something that I'm able to live with. This is something that I'm able to vibe with. I'm able to blend with it based on who I am.
Right. That is so true.
Right.
You said so much. You said a mouthful, but while you was talking, you know what came to mind? Do you guys believe in this? Do you believe that opposites can attract?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. You have to. For every, it's one of the universal laws, right? For every action, there's going to be an equal and opposite reaction. Like, in order for something to happen, there has to be like a cause in order for there to be an effect. So definitely opposites do attract. But remember, it's all about having balance. Right? Right?
And if I can add that,
yes.
And if I can add this one point, I also believe that opposites attract, but I also believe that doesn't mean you're going to be a good fit in a relationship.
Yes.
So I think that a lot of times I think people take attraction and they take chemistry too far. And if you take that too far and you try to make that into a relationship, you can actually get into some big problems, because sometimes chemistry only lasts for so long. And although we might be opposite and we attract each other, that doesn't mean that we can build a life together, because maybe we just bump heads on big issues too much. So I think although they attract, I think that's what I really love about going even deeper and going into the science of the whole thing and really understanding, like Mika said, what are those unique characteristics about yourself that you really need to really deeply understand, so you make sure you're attracting the right person and not just getting caught up in the whole lovey-dovey chemistry part of it, and really get to some real deep understanding, right? If you want to have that type of relationship.
Right. That is so true, Rio, because as you're talking, I was thinking about my situation, how I'm finally learning, while I'm in my 30s, that a couple of months ago, maybe last year, I met an individual, and we was, talking just to get to know one another. But I finally realized this person is a wonderful person, but that person is not for me. But and then later on, we find out we was great in business, and I said, there you go. That's the piece where you fit in my life. Because I'm like, you know what? No, this person's supposed to be in my life. I said, not romantically, but you belong in my life. And it's like, it's so working out so perfectly. So I'm happy that I got to that place. And I just hope that other individuals can get to that place as well, knowing how to place people in your life. Because like you said, everything is not romantic.
Absolutely. I love that point. Yeah.
For me, for a fact, for me and my first husband, that's why we're not together. We just clashed too much. We did not mix. But you know what I said to myself? I said, lesson learned. It's okay. I'm not bitter. I'm not mad. I just learned so much within myself. I learned so much about myself, and that divorce is not even funny. And a lot of times what people tend to do, they tend to point the finger at the other person instead of looking at themselves and asking, what was my part? What did I contribute? People do not like to talk about that. So I love that.
True, though.
We're on the same page.
That's true, though. We can both. Me and Mika can definitely testify to that because we've both been married before. And we understand that no matter how much you care for a person, when you guys just don't mix, you just don't mix. I mean, and it's okay. It's not. I think the big problem with that we have sometimes is people have so much ego that they try to hang on to those type of relationships when they know they need to be out of them. Because life is actually okay after a divorce. Like, it's actually okay. Like, it actually can get better. And just when you find out that it doesn't work, it's okay that it doesn't work. And like you said, you don't have to be bitter about it.
Right.
Yeah.
That is so true. I love that. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
And before we wrap it up, what else can you leave my audience with? What's one thing that you would like to, for them to take off what we talked about tonight?
So since your audience is, people that have experienced a divorce, especially women, I'm going to touch on something that you just said is in any situation, especially a divorce, a traumatic experience. And it's very easy for one to point the finger at the other person. I mean, I did this, right? Right after my divorce, I was the victim. It was all his fault. He messed up. He decided to leave. He wanted to break up the family. Him. But when I really started to experience healing was when I started to take inventory of the whole situation and really start to self-reflect, right? Because there's two people in a marriage. There's also two people in a divorce. So it's never one person that makes the decision to go down the path of divorce, right? There's something or things that both people did along the way to get to that point. So it doesn't matter who cheated. It doesn't matter who walked away. It doesn't matter who made a decision to separate from the family. When you begin to understand that you also played a role in the demise of that marriage, that is when you truly start to heal.
Right. Thank you for that.
That's my nugget.
So true. Right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Rio and Mecca. Tell me, can you please tell the group how people can find you on social media?
Yeah, for sure. We're all over social media just through, you can find us at Rio and Mika, all over social media, on Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. On Facebook, same thing, Rio and Mika Watkins, but the group is called again, Single and Ready for Love, #PowerMate. It's the hottest singles group out there right now. It's the best. I'm going to brag on myself. I'm going to brag on ourselves.
It's the number one group for singles who are single and ready to be intentional about their next relationship.
No doubt. Yeah, so it's great.
I can co-sign to this. The group is fire.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. Blessed. Thank you. We're really, thank you so much for having us on the show too. We really appreciate it. So shout out to you and love to your audience too. We appreciate that.
Thank you so much, Rio and Mecca. I appreciate so much you coming on as guys and you giving my audience nuggets. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you receive something from this. Continue to follow me at Lady K Chat on Facebook and Instagram and on my website at www.ladykcoaching.com. Everyone, you have a great night.
Lady K.